Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. I am Sachin Sin, and you're live. I am live, and we are live here in Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium for round 6 of EFR Season 1. And yep, we'll jump into the quali. And before that, I'll invite my friend who has joined me the combox today, and he is Hangman. Hi, Hangman. You.
Hey guys, welcome everyone to EFR Racing. Today we are at Spa, one of the most iconic tracks in the F1 calendar, and obviously a brand lineup. And we got around 22 laps in front of us. So yeah, let us wait for some of the guys to start their out lap, and then we'll just go through with them, tag along as we round down the circuit, and we'll just describe where are the overtaking zones. And with me, we have Sachin Sin. Obviously, you guys would know him. And yeah, I am just co-commentating with him, just a passenger along for the ride. So yeah,
Eh,
Sachin Sin, whom are we looking at today?
So our so far we are reaching the half stage of our league. Raidillon is leading right now. Today we don't have Charlie to race. He's I think he's P2 currently, but we do have a couple of people who will be chasing that spot away from Raidillon. That is, I think we'll have to look out for Steel Sneeze in the Ferrari who won at Monza. Ferrari winning at Monza was a great. Uh, I think it didn't happen in the real life, but for our server, it was a big thing that Ferrari won in the Monza.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
that
can
will be
understand.
that will be something to look out for. Also, Slowy Red and Good as Bacon, they both have showed great speed on track, and I expect the same from them today also, as now cars have started going out on track.
Right. So let's just tag along with the McLaren of Dante Adams. Currently, he will be the first one to start his hot lap today. And as we go through, let us just describe the circuit, right? So, according to this new regulations, the car takes around 1 minute and 40 seconds to cover the entire track. We have some iconic turns here, obviously, two DRS zones at Kemmel Straight and the first DRS zone on the main start finish straight. Then we go around to La Source, then Eau Rouge. But just let us wait for the McLaren to come around. It would be much easier for me as we tag along with them.
I think
So,
Satvik has already overtaken that McLaren's.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I have just noticed. I
So
think
there is a
Satvik,
race before the race.
it is always very intriguing, when we get some kind of a scenario in real life and in simulation racing as well, when we have two guys racing each other in quali. That actually, gives us a good idea of the pecking order. But since this league is all based on equal performance, I don't think not much of a difference would be made. But anyhow, the Haas would be starting his out lap soon. Let's just tag along with him and
Yep.
on his onboard camera. And here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, turn one last off. Obviously, the incidents which transpired here back in 2012 and 2018. Then onto the downhill we go at the first gas detection zone, and finally we go to Euro. Pretty controversial climb back up to the hill. Then we'll get our speed trap followed by the Camel Straight, which is very popular, because most of the fans say, and here comes Sebastian Vettel. And in my opinion, the Spa race in the year of 2018 was one of the most adventurous races I've ever seen. Obviously, Charles Leclerc took his first win here. Then we come after doing his straight line, a speed on Kemmel Straight. Les Combs comes. It's a chicane where Hamilton and also had a little bit of a struggle. Then on to Revache. Then it's almost a speed corner, obviously, Then as he comes around to Pohon, it's also known as double cross. But I think he almost took this turns in flat out, and that is only possible if you're in a mud W11 type of level cars.
Yep.
But that was great determination on the behalf of the Haas. But yeah, as they come around, Steve Lord Campbell say he's almost covered sector 2 right now, would be the first one to sector time. Sector 3, he can almost take 90% of the entire portion flat out. And then around turn 16, we got Blanchimont, almost left-hander, if you can say. And then he'll be carrying on over to the second gas detection zone, and then the infamous chicane where you have to keep control of your car, right? and then or you'll just spin out. Then we have a short gear sword, and finally that's the lap around Spa, and the Haas has posted a time of 1 minute and 42 seconds. Point score. I think it can be beaten in my opinion, but let us see how does everyone else fare. Currently, the Alpine of
Yep.
Amana Dusuri is carrying up right now. The
I think now
Alpine,
Blancos will be finishing his first hot lap. He's reaching the final chicane, which,
right,
as you
right, right,
told me,
right,
that it's quite easy for people to lose their traction coming out of this
right.
chicane and losing all the time they have gained through the lap. And now Blancos will go across the line and he will stay P4 with the timing of 1:43. So yeah, Archid in the Haas has already posted himself alongside with his teammate. So
Currently,
yep,
Deep is going a little bit slowly. I think his lap time was invalidated, so I think he will come around for another run. And right now, travel along with Slowy Red right now. I think he's one of the marquee players in this league. Also on his out lap, he would be posting a time. But surprise, surprise, Sachin Sin, we have two Hasses currently on the front
yep,
row.
two Haas and then two Aston Martins.
Ah, man.
So
That's
now, yep, Slowy Raid is starting his first hot lap. I am assuming he'll be posting the fastest lap till now.
right.
Yep.
Let us see, like, what is in this star player of your league. Maybe he can surprise me.
Yeah. And the Williams, not the fastest car in real life, but
Of
we are
course.
running in equal performance, so it doesn't even matter. We'll be reaching the top speeds of I think 340, 345 on this straight. And
Exactly.
yeah, I think, yep, 345 will be the top speed, and then go on to the chicane where Alonso and Hamilton had a moment, and which made Alonso to comment that this guy only know how to win
Knows
from
when
the
he,
front.
yeah.
And
Don't
now,
don't hurt a fan base, but
yeah, no, I'm also a
anyhow,
fan of
yeah,
Hamilton and also a fan
yeah,
of Alonso. They both are
yeah.
hard driver, pure hard racers.
But of course, that rant was epic in my opinion. But
Yeah,
currently, the Red Bull of Rage Nail has just been sandwiched between the two Hasses. Obviously, as the track evolves, we'll be seeing much better times.
yep,
But
yep.
obviously, we have to mention that the McLaren of Dante Adams has dropped out of the qualifying session. But yeah,
Yeah,
Slowy Red currently on sector 2 right now. We'll just be seeing how is he faring so far. Yeah, obviously it's the first time so what is your bet on him, guys?
I think he'll be posting in top 3. At least
Ah,
top 3. Now Shrey has moved on to the top 3. Archie has moved down to P4 now. Shrey is one of the fastest driver. Also, there is a bit of traffic there around the chicane, but he'll go clean through that, and now he'll go across the line and he'll be putting in P1. Oh my God! I was
oh
just talking
man.
about top 3, but he's top. So
I
yep.
think the hype which you had just provided to the viewers was actually worth it because he has gone 142.4. There's a difference of barely a difference of 400 right now. And that's great because I think we will have a fight between a Williams and a Haas, and I just cannot believe I just said that we can anticipate such a battle between two
Yep.
teams which are usually at the bottom order. But anyhow, the magic
And
of simulation racing.
now our Mercedes driver AKQJ1013 is out on the hot lap, and I don't think so you will be commenting much on the Mercedes drivers, as I've
No,
seen in
no,
the
I cannot
past.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that bad luck might just carry on here also. You're like
Uh,
Nico Rosberg to these peoples, I think. If you're
Nico
commenting,
Rosberg, yeah. Except every time I say anything about this team,
yeah.
I something just seems to happen. No matter which driver, in the reserve driver or the main guy is driving it, something unfortunate happens. That is that is what the pain of being a Merc fan is actually. But
Yep.
yeah, okay. So currently, Sarthak Reddy is on his outlap. We will be setting him his second timing on the
It
table.
still looks pretty
Yeah.
to see that black Mercedes going through that fast left-hander where Hamilton used to go straight out in W11.
Right.
Now they're not able to go like in the same manner, but yeah, still a beauty.
Obviously, because we are in the ground effect era, right? Even in the turbo hybrid third generation era, we used to take onto Raidillon and Camel straight without even taking the foot off the accelerator, and it's unfortunate because you have to just ease up on the throttle while you're going up to that hill, or else you'll have a major crash. And obviously, all these crashes have been very well documented. We have seen
Yep.
them in the women's league. I
Yeah,
cannot
W
remember the
Racing.
name.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
W Racing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, W Racing. Then we had the unfortunate incident involving Antoine Huber. But yeah, let's not go there. Obviously, we are here to celebrate the joy of racing and simulation racing. So yeah, our better to avoid talking about unfortunate things. And
Yeah.
yeah,
That was
but
sad to lose a driver like Antoine
yeah,
Herbert. May he
yeah,
rest in peace. Yeah, man.
yeah, potential driver of in one of the marquee teams of Formula One, but his legacy remains intact, obviously.
Yep.
So yeah, anyhow, back onto the track. Currently, Hornet is in the okay. Such as a takeover for me.
Yeah. Sonnet is. Oh no, he's not on any sort of any lap. He's slowing down. I think he's
Yeah.
currently sitting P11 and AKQZ10 P8. So there is still two Haas in top 5. So that is great to see. And Aston Martin's P6 and P7. Slowy Red still unbeatable on this track till now. And I think Rage Nail will soon. Like, I think he's out on a prep lap, out lap, and then he'll go on a hot lap.
Right. But I'd recommend you tag along with Satvik. Red D is not has is
Oh,
barely
he's
improving.
just
And
spun
there's a
away. He
spin.
just. Yep.
Hey, Sachinson, I think the curse also carries over to
No.
us now.
No.
But yeah, unfortunate because
You called it. You called it.
yeah. All right. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, as I was just saying that when he just went past through sector 1, he wasn't improving, but there was only a small difference of 900. So I think he was on a pretty good flyer, in my opinion. Could have tried to take an attempt, because if he could create a margin in the upcoming 2 sectors, would have tried to give Slowy Red a chance for again a battle for pole position. But yeah, I think he'll just come into the pits right now. We still have ample amounts of time left in the qualifying session.
Yep,
And
we do have. I'm seeing Archit coming down the final sector.
Right. Sector 2 improved by almost 7/10. That's great. And we see.
Oh, there was
my
a Mercedes on the track.
God, I didn't even mention.
But there was a Mercedes right in the middle of the track.
Right. Oh, anyhow, let the B. So let us tag along with the Archit. He is coming across to the chicane. No lose of traction.
And
Goes
P3, nice.
Improvement of 9/10. That is a great improvement in my opinion. Puts him up to into the 142.
And
that is
I can see Raidillon now on his hot lap going through a Rouge onto the straight. And I think there will be some improvement we'll be noticing from his lap this time. And through the first sector now, and he has improved by 1/10.
All right, 1/10 he might be up for this P1 battle currently that we are having, and it's good to have some participants, totally going at it to make sure that they get the ample position for the race. But yeah, it all comes down to currently we have around 4 cars.
Oh, he invalidated his lap. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Fine margins on this track, because you're trying to go through every corner with the top speed. It's such a flowy track, and it makes you go off the track and lose all the time.
In my this corner known as the double cross or Puhon is pretty notorious, for going off limits. You can even lose control of your car, but that fact, man, because the Red Bull was on a major flyer, but still 4 minutes to go. Just come into the pits and then try to make sure that you come out along with the rest of the field and try to get some of that slipstream effect, because who knows, if you have enough gap in front of you, maybe you can get some 1-10s maybe, because obviously this track is known for hardcore racing, and that is what we're here for. But
Yep.
yeah, coming out into the pits right now, we aren't seeing any improvements for Amanadus Mili. Not improving by much, and his lap time has also been invalidated.
Aman is doing his first race as a reserve driver here. Also, Stun Shot, a new participant here, driving Alfa Romeo today in place of Charlie. He's quite new to the game. I had a conversation with him earlier. I just told him that just enjoy your time on the track. Don't worry about pacing yourself and fighting with any of the drivers. Just enjoy your time. notice what you can
Yeah.
learn over the track, and yeah, there's a hell lot you can
Yeah,
learn.
because at the end of the day, that is what we are here for, right? We are just here to have fun. We are just here to see some awesome clean racing, because that is not very common in F1 lobbies at the moment.
Yep.
But yeah, most of the cars currently, such and Sin, are into the pits, and we have another retirement. Steel Sneeze has just dropped out of the qualifying session, hasn't posted any time, along with Dante Adams, and Jagdesh is here, and even Govind SSR, who hasn't posted a time so far.
So I just received a message from Charlie in the chat, live chat. He'll be back next week. He told me to look after my Alpha. Charlie, I'm not driving today, but for sure, if I would have been driving, I could have taken care of that. For today, the drive will be with Jeneth Lee, as Sunshot is quite a new driver today. I'm not putting any pressure on this guy. I just want him to enjoy his time here. And I don't know what happened with Steel Sneeze. He wanted an invite. I invited him, and I don't know what happened afterwards. So Jagadesh is out on his first hot lap in the Alpha Tauri, and he's spinning through. Okay, he was.
Okay, that was unfortunate. But
Yeah, I thought he was going back into the pit somehow, but no, he's
right.
out.
So if he can somehow conserve his ERS boost, obviously we only have time for.
Oh, he's
only
already
one
low on
more
fuel.
lap.
He's somehow getting the warning of low fuel. As
I
in
see.
front, I can see there are some. Okay, many cars are coming out for another out lap.
Right.
Yep, P1 still secure with Slowy Red.
Okay, I think he has blitzed the
Predictions.
field.
Yeah,
Okay,
so Charlie is
yeah.
asking for predictions. So, what are your predictions? Your first time watching out here in this league.
Right. Okay, I'll like to put. I don't think I would be saying this in any more years, but in my opinion, my money would be on Satvik Reddy, just to make that anticipation element in your stream. But yeah, only a couple of hundreds between them, and this is an ample opportunity for them to improve. But currently, as everyone who wants to post a time is on his outlap. So I want to know whom are you placing your money on? Will Slovy Red be able to retain his position?
See, I know the race pace of Rage Nil in the Red Bull. He is quite Verstappen like in race pace. So,
I see.
that will be a secure placement of my money going there. But yeah, I expect good things out of Slowy Red, Satvik Reddy, Archit, Shrey. These all are good drivers. Good as Bacon also is there. AKQJ10. So there are multiple drivers from whom I expect good race pace. But yeah, Rage Nil.
Just on the basis of the quality pace right now currently that we are witnessing in front of us, what do you think? How it's gonna transpire as only a minute left, ladies and gentlemen? It won't benefit you. So I think Prometheus is already out because he hasn't exited for his final lap. So yeah, unfortunate for him. But all right, how are we looking, Sachin?
So Rage Nil is right now on his last lap, last attempt to get that P1. He's currently P4. I think there are more drivers coming behind him on the hot lap. Arch is also coming behind him, and so does Satvik. So everyone coming one after another through the Rouge.
But he has improved by 1.5 tenths right now. This Red Bull is now on a flyer as long as he keeps his car in between the lines. And yeah, it's currently blasting to sector 2. This might be, if he keeps up with the pace, improves by a little bit more. Can he put his car on the front row? That is the question. And now that since the time has expired, the cars, 3 of the cars, one of the Aston Martin Los Blancos, Prometheus, and Thornet would be starting P7, P11, P12, considering there are no major improvements or disqualifications in the classification.
Yep. So, now second sector done, and 8/10.
Oh, okay,
So
ladies and gentlemen.
That's why my money was going at a secure place. So 8/10 of an improvement, and that is some mighty improvement.
Alright. What the hell?
Yeah.
That is he might end up breaking into the 141, and Shrey goes on the front row. The McLaren has been great throughout the session, 142.5, and he comes around the chicane, goes and
yep, 141. That is P1.
All right. 141.8. He was able to capitalize.
Satvik moves on to P2. Slowy Red will now go on, and he has improved in the last sector. Comes around the chicane, and now he'll go across the line, and let's see Slowy Red coming on to P2. So no one.
All right.
No
That's
one
great.
going
Yeah.
there, and yeah.
And finally, we see an alpinist on the gravel
Oh
track.
yeah,
Okay, that
there were a couple of cars there on the gravel. I don't know what they were doing, but yeah, Aman,
right.
that is sorry.
So
You won't be
three cars
improving now.
are yeah, three cars are on the gravel track. I think some kind of an incident must have occurred. But yeah,
Ye-
unfortunate. But ladies and gentlemen, our front row, TTV Rage Nail, followed by Slowy Red, two amazing drivers. One of them was dominating the entire session, and the other one had a small stumble in the middle of the entire session, but somehow has capitalized on the final lap and has taken pole position at Spa, that too. So yeah. Obviously, you'll not be surprised by seeing a Red Bull on pole these days, but in my opinion, the gap and how much they have tried to and mitigate that gap is will might ensure me that it would be great to see how they transpire when the race actually starts.
Yep, yep,
So
yep, yep.
tag along, ladies and gentlemen. We will be racing at Spa, that too, and obviously incidents are going to happen. We might have safety cars, we might have virtual safety cars, we might not even have any, but yeah,
So
all comes down to this.
saying that we might not have any is I think is a wish, which
Yeah.
might not come true because there are many corners around this big circuit where people will collide. For the first turn itself, it is a mighty turn, and I think P2 is a better position than P1 in Spa in the past, which I have
Right.
seen.
Obviously, because I think the pole position person starts on the left side of the track, and
Yep,
obviously you can use the inside line going to La Source, but you also have to make space for you have to ensure that your car actually makes it to that corner, because it's one of those hot spots where incidents tend to happen, unfortunately. And since it's simulation racing, anything can go down. So
yep.
obviously, ladies and gentlemen, our final classification, TTV Rage posted a time of 141.8, followed by Slowy Red 142.1, and Satvik Reddy in the Haas 142.2. That's great for the reputation of Williams and Haas, but obviously a Red Bull has taken the cup right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all to play for, and our feature race would be coming live and in action in just a couple of seconds.
Charlie saying it's a wet race. He might have sneaked into someone's PUV or someone's weather forecast, and he's telling that it's gonna be a wet race. Okay, a
All
wet race
right.
in Spa. Okay, so safety car is out already. I must say that.
Yeah, might as well start the race with a safety car because
Yeah.
yeah, okay, very treacherous conditions. If they are not careful going over Eau Rouge and then Raidillon, we might have a high number of DNFs, in my opinion. But yeah, such and so I already feel goosebumps on my skin because it doesn't happen much. Since this news has pretty much elated me, and I'm very excited to actually commentate and be part of the proceedings. But
Well, I don't
okay,
see any
okay,
race here, Charlie. I
all
don't think we are getting
right.
the right data out here. Might rain later, but right now I don't see any rain coming out. And
Ask him if his engineers who had provided this data were working for Ferrari at that time.
Charlie is not even racing today, and Charlie is predicting wet race today.
All
So
right. So
I don't know.
if we
Might
go,
might be
yeah.
might be in the like in the coming laps, but not right now. It's not right
Yeah,
now.
but such an interesting fact is that most of the front runners are starting the race with soft tires, and we are seeing a little bit of changes as they're making changes to their setup. Then Slovy Net has just turned on to the mediums, so we have a mix actually. Only two of the drivers are currently starting the race on hard tires. Most of the field is changing on to mediums, but
Yep.
but the top four, race are gonna start on softs, then mediums, then softs, then mediums and hard. So yeah, I think we're gonna see a mixture of tire strategies today at our hands.
Yeah, it's
But
quite a heavy deg track also. Tire deg is quite high
also,
on this
yeah,
track.
exactly. But I think the soft might be, intent on staying out as long as possible, possibly expecting a safety car, which is
Yep.
pretty frequent when it comes to races like this.
Yep.
And
And
now we just wait, just see. We can already see the drivers fire, all that uh, adrenaline just might be pumping through as we start for the five lights to go out.
I just don't
So
want anything happening like in the 99. I think it was 1998 Spa,
yeah,
the most
1998. was
The
okay.
disastrous spa which ended race, like that was horrific, man. That was horrific.
It was horrific in real life, but if we get to witness something of that magnitude on this live stream, I think the viewers will.
Yeah, we are now here. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 lights and we go green at Spa and it's lights out and away we go. TTV Rachel's getting a good start. The Williams coming up right behind him as we go on to La Source. He's already on the outside of the track, but Rachel makes it out of La Source with his car intact. But Snowy Red will be taking up his slipstream. He's already closing in on the gap. He might try to make a move. But obviously,
And yeah,
okay,
obviously there is a
we have
virtual safety.
saved by the virtual safety car because Snowy Red was all over the rear of the Red Bull.
Yep,
And
and Prometheus of the second William drivers he's already
yeah,
out. I don't know what happened in the first turn.
and the virtual safety car has been converted to a full safety car.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
god. Yeah, so we are beginning the
we did have an incident at turn 1, and unfortunately, Snowy Red's teammate Prometheus has to drop out of the race. Unfortunately, that is his race over at Spa, and I don't think he would be happy with that result. But yeah, we cannot do anything now, and there is a safety car. I doubt anyone would just come down to the pits.
I think
I do.
there will be people coming down in the pits. I see AKQJ10 missing his front wing. And
Alright.
as I go through the grid, I don't see anyone else missing something. So there might have been some incident between AKQJ10 and Prometheus.
AKQ had to be in a Mercedes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that is all right. See, we just have a small exchanging of positions between Prabhaldeep and Stunshot. I don't know what happened there. You cannot overtake during the safety car period, but I think they might return. They might have to return those positions soon.
Yeah, it might have just happened. Prabhaldeep has taken that position. Or it was Stunshot in front of Prabhaldeep.
Might be.
I'm not sure. So yeah, safety car will be coming out, and Aman has gained 3 positions, and Shrey lost 2 positions. Goodis Bacon lost 1 position. Govind SSR gaining 5 positions. Thornid also gaining 2 positions. Biggest loser Prometheus losing all the way and going out of the race. And I think we have been joined by someone in the com box. It is okay, so it is not an influencer. He joined and he went away. So
Right. Anyhow, let us just see how this entire strategy, plans out, because as the game has suggested, only one sort of strategy for the entire duration. But considering we had a small incident, a small touch and go in the opening stages, we might see people resorting to a 2-stop strategy. Might
yeah, so
help.
I can see Rage Nail and Fluid Red on mediums and Satvik Radiant Hahas on softs. So yeah, if he can somehow manage to go along with this medium runners and pit, a lap earlier or a lap, like I cannot expect him to lap, go after a lap when they pit. But yeah, if he can manage around 5-6 laps, because that is what you can manage on softs on this track, 5 or 6
Exactly.
good
Yeah,
laps.
yeah. But this year, in real life, we had some instances where drivers actually carried the soft tire for around 20 to 21 laps. And yeah, we had at the time we had the 2 Mercedes Hamilton Russell. They ran their tires to the ground for around 23
Jagadesh
to 24.
already receiving so there was some severe collision between Steel Seas and Jagadesh, which has caused him a 5-second time penalty. My God,
Alright.
guys, it is a safety car, so like caution
Just
is
stay away,
out.
yeah.
Stay away from each other. There is no racing going on right now.
Oh man, must have got giddy at the moment. But anyhow,
I
that is
don't
what
know. Wrong.
rookie mistake.
Yeah. Wrong shift of throttle and yeah.
Anyhow, Jagadesh is the first person in this race to have received a time penalty. IKQ actually gets to join the bunch, has switched on to the hard tires, might be able to carry it to the end if he gets some positions. If we don't have a,
I think he can
unfortunate
go
time.
somehow towards the end and switch on to hards if there is another safety car coming out towards the end. Because I can see many, like there are 1 or 2 other drivers also on hard. There is Goodis Bacon and Jeneth Lee, and Steel Sneeze also on hard. So he can just copy the strategy of these guys and go along with them in the pits.
Right.
We can possible race strategies are soft to mediums or mediums to hard. Okay.
Right. One stop strategy. And yeah, I think softs and medium styles, if soft might obviously require a little more preservation, but they can have the same amount of almost the same amount of lifespan in those compounds. But everything is up for grabs, because even we didn't predict that we'll have a safety car so soon, and that too in dry conditions, right?
Well, in a way, we did predict that there will be a
Uh,
safety car, but yeah,
yeah, under wet conditions,
under
but
wet
in
conditions. Yeah.
yeah. All right. So, Jagdish again has got some positions. I don't know how are the guys switching over, but yeah, back to normal positions. And Jagdish is coming into the pits. Bad timing, in my opinion, because he doesn't seem to have any damage to his car. But yeah, might be.
Okay, go in this, SR. Why you're racing, my brother? Why you're racing with these peoples in the front? Oh my God! I
All
just
right. Okay. Yeah,
moved
I
on to him,
didn't
and
miss it. Yeah.
he just went past a couple of drivers. I didn't know
Right.
what he was trying to do there, but yeah.
Yeah, I think Jagdish has just wanted to get the penalty out of his way,
Yeah,
and
that
he
might.
would be,
Yep.
yeah. And he has switched on to medium tires. All right, pretty bold, Jagdish, but yeah, all the power to you, mate, because I don't think you would be able to catch the field in time if the safety car comes in this lap. And he almost went across the white line, and that is not something you'd like to take your chances with. But anyhow, try to catch up. You already have a 27 seconds deficit to the rest of the field. Meanwhile, we just tag along with the front runners, Rage Nail, obviously followed by his rival, and again, okay, take it.
Okay, the Mercedes driver receiving a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision during a safety car. I think people are not managing those gaps accurately, and people in front are braking suddenly. That is causing such incidents. I can see Genethly also missing a. I see stun shot missing his left front end plate of the wing. Yeah, that is right. What I saw.
That's a minor damage. If we can just make sure that it turns a little more precisely, I don't think won't make much of a difference. But yeah, small damage there. He will have to compensate, but right now it's not the current perfect time to pit, you know. So anyhow, we have Rage Nail, then Slowy Red, the Hasses have Sandwich and Alpi. The two Aston Martin boys might be working in tandem, which might try to make progress
Well, I've
with
seen
the,
both of
yeah.
them coming together, and Monza, they both came together, and one had to lose his
All
position.
right.
So there is no camaraderie going on there in the teammates. So don't
All
expect
right.
that there will be some tow happening or some help.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have to still read up on the entire lore of the league, but yeah,
Yeah.
if they want to secure some points as a team, it might actually work in their benefit. But as race control has just put out, safety car will be coming in this lap, and the Red Bull will be dictating the pace. And I must say, Slowy Red was all over the rear of that Red Bull over the opening stages of this race. So I'd like to see how does the Williams capitalize. If he might end up, jumping the Red Bull, or he might catch him sleeping. But yeah, it's all up for grabs, ladies and gentlemen, as we are about to go racing. The Red Bull is just.
Oh, he has taken off. He has taken off already. Yeah.
Okay. That
He
is,
didn't wait for the
yeah.
main straight to come out, but yeah, he thought if I'll get a good chicane, then why not?
Yeah, it is something which is not seen in most sim racings. Mostly the person who's leading actually takes it to the exact end moment of the timing line and then tries to blast off. But yeah, pretty good bold move in my opinion, on behalf of Rage Nail. But still not much of a difference, because Slowy Red is slowly closing the gap, almost 4 tenths between them. And yeah, it might be even more chaotic when the DRS opens up in around 3 laps time. But yeah, take us along, Sachin.
Yeah, I think at the back there is some fight going between Steel Sneeze and Stun Shot. As Steel Sneeze will now easily overtake Stun Shot, and there is a AlphaTauri joining the whole party. Then there are four cars.
Four cars.
Okay,
Right.
4 or 5 cars going around that chicane.
Five cars, and they all made it unscathed. That's pretty good. Good
Yeah,
racing, in
yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, that is pretty fine. As Stun Shot goes wide, and Dante Adams will try to jump in the inside, and he will take that position away from Stun Shot as he goes out of the track, out of the bounds. Never mind stun shot. Don't worry about all that. Dante Adams has moved on to P15, P14 for the Mercedes of AKQJ10. Thornid has moved on to P9, position up from Zenith Lee. Up front, Shrey is catching up to Archit, and Satvik Reddy is trying to catch up to.
Yeah, you can see that Thornid is bunching up the pack behind the positions of P10, P9. And yeah, I think he might be holding them up, and everyone would try to make some positions.
Now, Zenith Lee is getting closer and closer, but being cautious with this driver who has already received a 5-second time penalty. So yeah.
And Rage goes the fastest, 145.6, but we have just started. So that's
Zenith Lee overtaking Thornid on the hard compound. That is one mighty overtake,
because, yeah, because unfortunately Thornid actually went a little bit wide on the chicane. As I said, you have to keep control of your traction. But they almost bumped with the Alpine. Thornid just bumped with the Alpine, and Prabal Deep now sneaks on to P10. Now everyone is trying to just go over so that they can catch up with the upper pack right now. And yeah,
now Steel Sneeze is getting closer to Thornid. Thornid losing the momentum there and losing multiple positions as they come. Oh my god.
Okay, that was weaving on the straights. That is a no-go, Thornid. You have to actually defend cleanly if you're in a sim racing league, and now Thornid has lost one more position, and upcoming is his teammate at P13. AKQ might try to make a move on Thornid. I don't know what has happened to him. Currently, he races pretty well, but I don't think he's finding his charm. And we have Stun Shot, who has had a small incident. We had almost a yellow sector, and he has lost his front wing pretty significantly, if you can.
Now AKQJ10 is getting closer to Thornid. I think he'll be. They might just, exchange positions, knowing that somehow the momentum has gone away from Thornid. He has moved down to P12.
The two Mercedes are just battling it out right now, and that gives the Steel Series to create a good difference of a second. So obviously that means no DRS for Thornid, and AKQ is all over his team.
Thornid is getting closer to Prabal Deep. Mercedes and Alpine getting closer. DRS has been enabled now.
Yeah, and AKQ has taken Thornid's position. Now Thornid is
Steels going on the inside of Prabal Deep. What a move on the chicane, and he will take that position away. Moves on to P10. He started all the way from back as Shrey has now taken that position away from Alpine in front. From Aman has moved on to P4.
Must have been pretty much a tussle, because there's a good gap coming out of that corner between Shrey and the Alpine right now.
Yep. Now Archit is getting closer to Aman. 310 between both of them, and now with the DRS open, there is a. Oh my god, there are two cars going through this. This is like a Michael Schumacher and Mika Hakkinen movement happening there on the straight, with one car in the center and two cars going alongside. What a great move there, man. What a great move.
Alright, we have some penalties which are being handed out. Jagdish has just received a 3-second time penalty. Currently running at P15. Doesn't make any much of a difference, but Raidillon has established a lead of over a second, so he will not be haunted by the DRS of the Williams. That is good, and we have a car which has stopped in between.
Govind SSR,
yeah, right. And obviously he has to retire because I don't think he had any point to continue.
Oh, he retired on track there, mate. Oh my god.
Right.
That is something which is not recommended or not,
Yeah, but he has, thankfully, he has stopped at a marshal's post, so.
That is pretty much fine.
We might have a virtual safety car, but who knows? Obviously, we still have green flag racing in the other sectors, and he has gone without leaving any trace, so yeah, no outcome from that effect, but anyhow.
Now Mercedes of AKQJ10 is getting closer to Steel Sneeze, as Steel Sneeze is getting closer to Zenith Lee in front. So much of fight going out there, and Archit is also closing up on Shrey with the help of DRS.
I don't think it's Thornid's day today. He just lost another position to Dante Adams.
Oh my god.
I think his softs must have got killed somehow. I don't know. But unfortunately lost a bunch of positions, and only thing which can help him right
now, I think Archit will be making a move on Shrey on the straight, and he's got the DRS, and through he goes, sneaking in and out, and he will stick on the inside. No, he'll stay back. Okay, great defense from Shrey, keeping the car in the middle of the track. And now Dante Adams has gone. Okay, what happened with Dante Adams? I don't know. Might be.
He has stopped around the Eau Rouge after
Oh, might
before
have
the
spun
start of
out
the
there
straight.
on
Yeah,
the Rouge. A dangerous
mhm,
corner and dangerous turn indeed, I must say.
exactly. So we have three casualties so far. We had Dante Adams, Govind SSR, and Prometheus who have retired due to issues which range from crashes to just not being able to cope up with the field today. But yeah, we continue on with our battle with Shrey and Urchit, with the Haas just catching behind the McLaren right now. These two are putting up a great show, in my opinion. Currently the Haas is on soft tires, Shrey is on medium tires, so obviously the Haas might try and
They
undercut.
both are on
Yeah.
mediums. They both are on
Oh,
mediums.
oh,
Yeah.
all right. I was actually, yeah, sorry. I was seeing at Satwik's
Yeah.
times right now. Yeah, all right, no issues with that. We're since one of them might try to undercut each other if the strategy rolls out as normally
Okay,
as
Satvik has
possible.
jumped into the pits. The first soft runner to jump into the pits at the right time. 8 laps has gone, and Satvik has jumped into the pits. His teammate still on the chase behind Shrey, and
Right.
now Los Blancos. Okay, that was because of the pit. Now Archit will also have DRS on the straight, going after the Rouge. So let's see. This time he's pretty much further back than the earlier. So
Right.
Satvik Reddy will come out, I think P11. Yep, P11.
Right.
Behind him, Prabhaldeep.
But yeah, you got to see this battle because we have Urchit and Good Bacon and Shrey currently battling it out for the position of P3. These two drivers are totally going at it with the Aston Martin being on hard tires right now. And yeah, just tagging along behind each other. That is good. But I don't recommend being stuck in a DRS train, as it might affect your delta, it might affect your strategy also, might wear out your tires because Thornton pitted a lap before the Haas came in, and that makes sense that the soft tires would only give you 8 laps of lifetime on this track. So yeah, and we have another time penalty being given to Stenstrom. Unfortunately, has saved a 3-second time penalty now.
I can see now AKQG10 still closing up on Steel's knees. And this is going on for the position of P8. They're chasing Jeneth Lee up front, who is not able to keep this car further away from him. Now on this straight, it's all about straight line speed. These cars have equal performance, but their setups are different. Individually, they have chosen their preferred setups, so that can make a difference on the straights. Some
Right.
are there with
Yeah.
high downforce. Yeah.
Personally, I won't recommend trying to make a move here. Might try make it to if you're just stuck right beside them. I think the first
Oh,
and there's
Jeneth
a
Lee
spin.
had a
That's what,
spin.
yeah,
Yep.
Zenitli almost has a moment of scare, but has forfeited that position to Steel Series, who usurps his B8 position, and he has dropped 2 positions now down to B10. That is very unfortunate for Zenith Lee in the Alfa Romeo, and that too on hard tires. I don't know where the grip went away all of a sudden. That too, after he had just cleared the chicane, I don't know, must have had a little bit of a steering movement. But yeah, he is chasing behind the Mercedes now. Currently, AKQ sitting at P9.
Now this will be some fight to watch at. They'll go through the
Yeah,
chicane, going alongside, and now comfortably going through the
right,
chicane. Good and fair
yeah,
racing, not making any dangerous, stupid move to damage each other's car. You can
right.
always get them afterwards. They both are on a hard compound, and also Steel's knees on hard compound, so
Right.
not much of a difference on tire compound there.
Yeah, Amina has just received a time penalty again. Most of the drivers are not doing any major, infractions, but since they're accumulating a lot of possibly corner cuttings and possibly going over the line,
Yep.
that won't
That
give
will
them a
happen.
point
That
to
will
save.
happen. You will
Yeah,
see many of the drivers will receive, track limits warnings and
right,
then time penalties for that. As now
right.
Satvik Reddy has overtaken Jeneth Lee.
Obvious.
Mind you, Satvik Reddy is already pitted and has moved on to medium compound, and now he's P10.
Right. And I think Gently might take this opportunity to come into the pits right now, switch on to the medias because only 12 laps remaining. I don't see any reason why he would continue on to Hearts, which have already
Now
lost
Los
their
Blancos
grip.
of Aston Martin has moved on to the pits. He moved to like 10 laps on those softs, so
Right.
that was a mighty run. But that run is over as Satvik Reddy is trying to overtake AKQJ10 on the main straight, and he will stay on the outside, and AKQJ10 will push him all across the track. And
I think, I think he did that deliberately, in my opinion. The Mercedes, but still won't help him much because the Haas is catching up behind the Mercedes right now. DRS will be available to him, and I think he might take a move. He is making a move, going onto the outside of the coming up corner and takes P8 right now. AKQ has just lost position on the Kemmel straight. So, what do you think happened there, Suttonson?
I think that move
Fair
to
racing, yeah.
yeah,
Pretty
fair
fair,
racing.
man.
He pushed him off, but then he knew that on the straight I might just lose that position. He didn't defend that much because there was no opportunity to defend there.
Right.
So great move from Satvik Reddy to move up to P8, and up front Archit still chasing Shrey. Somehow they both are managing their tires and managing their positions. Also, Archit had a moment there, but yep, still under that DRS, under 1 second mark.
Yeah, I think coming back to the battle between Satvik Reddy and AKQ, both are almost on equal ERS levels. So the Mercedes, if he tries to tag along with him,
Yeah,
might try
Satvik
to
is now
take-
closing up on Steele's knees and the Ferrari, who's running on old hard compound. So
All right.
now he'll be trying to
yeah.
move on the inside. Oh my god, that is one mighty move coming on this straight.
But Stacey is coming out with his elbows out. They almost went into each other, going on to
But
the
great
left
racing,
hand of
great
straight.
racing from both of them.
Oh man. And obviously, I think he might come into the pits, but he will take his chances on the short DRS zone against the Haas right now. He might try to reserve that position.
Archit has gone into the pits, so he might try undercut on Shrey, who was not pitted yet. So yeah.
But it very well, it looks well for Steel Series racing records. Currently, he has gained 11 positions over the course of this race. He's making massive improvements, but is still yet to pit right now. So obviously, it's all to play for. The Ferrari will get DRS behind the Haas. He is closing up, but
He's further away this time, I would say, to make
a
any
little-
move.
Yeah, he might try to be bold and try to sneak in on the chicane, but yeah. But so far we have seen pretty clean racing. Only
Yeah,
one
and
safety
brilliant
car so far.
moves happening from all across the board. Multiple overtakes happening. And now Satvik's next target is Aman in the Alpine, who has not pitted and on running on old mediums versus fresh mediums of Satvik Reddy. Steele's knees has moved out of that 1 second mark.
Yeah, currently Aman has not pitted so far, but the Satvik.
Oh, that was not a late
Okay,
move, Satvik, but Alpine had a movement which made Satvik uneasy going behind him.
I don't think any major damage has been caused.
No,
but
there was no damage. He went
yeah,
off the track
but
and came
yeah.
back
Yeah,
rightfully.
the Alpine, currently the Alpine is all stored up on ERS, so I think he might be able to defend properly against the Haas, which is on a flyer. The Haas goes on the inside line, almost as it goes onto the grass. They're going field to field right now, coming onto the left hand. But yeah, the Haas
Great
again
move
takes
again,
that
man.
position,
Same
and,
positions.
oh man. Great racing, but the Alpine will be coming up. They go onto the chicane. Alpine takes the inside line, and now joining the party is the Ferrari of Steel Sneeze. Such and everything is coming to a head right now, and
Oh my
obviously the
god,
Haas
oh
is-
my god,
yeah,
oh my
The
god.
Haas is showing major pace, and for a Steel Series makes a move and takes that position, and now we have three cars battling for the position of P5 right now. Okay, that was some great racing right there, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. And only a second difference between them. The two cars behind Satvik will be getting the DRS boost, and Satvik is unfortunately running low on DRS right now. He might not be able to defend properly, but I think there's a little bit of interfighting between the Ferrari and the
And oh my god, the rain is coming down now. Rain is pouring out.
Okay. Hold on to your horses, ladies and gentlemen. I think a major strategic change is about to hit us, because as my co-commentator has just pointed out, we're currently witnessing an overcast sky over us. And all right, so what do you think? How much we still have 10 laps to go? Plenty of time for for the stewards to declare DRS closed, and then everyone would
Yeah,
try
still
to-
the DRS is on, and Archit is making a move, trying to make a move on Janeth Lee, and he moves on the inside, but the track is getting wet now. I don't know if they'll be slipping away, but he rightfully makes that move and moves on to P9. Oh my
Right.
god, what happened there for that P5 position was my amazing moves happening there from all of
Obviously,
them.
it is. Yeah,
And now
great, great.
Slowy Red has entered the pit first, and Raidillon has opted to stay out. So, will there
Already,
be
okay,
intermediate
yeah,
tires?
yeah. It might be.
Yes, yes,
It
it is
already.
intermediate, man. It is
Okay, they are
intermediate.
intermediate. Oh shit, man. Okay. Now in my screen, it has started to show signs of rain, and possibly might give him a great undercut to the
Stunshot has
Williams.
also moved on to mediums,
Right,
so to intermediates.
right.
So a new driver, but judging the conditions perfectly and moving on to intermediates. Uh,
Great, but I think he made a strategically good move. Now it all comes down to Rage Nail. He
how
might
he
be
will
using,
manage
yeah,
his mediums, old mediums.
right,
Yeah.
right. I think he might have seen it coming, but yeah, Satvik Reddy on his mediums just overtook the Williams. Obviously, there's a very good deficit when it comes to pace between the slicks and the wets. But yeah, Slowy Red might be just biding his time, just to make sure that he doesn't get into any major tussle. We have a small yellow flag going into sector 2, but yeah, no car had been
I think that was
injured.
for the slow car of Stunshot, giving space to the
Right.
front runners.
Right,
Nothing
right.
else.
Okay. So we already have one lap down. So anyhow, that's not gonna make it much into effect. As yeah, now it all
So
comes down to
Shrey is also still out and still judging the environment. Is it the right time to move into the pits and move on to
right.
intermediates?
I think everyone would try to dive into the pits. Obviously, at this point, it is very evident because our current leader dives into the pits and he will switch on to the inters. Obviously, we have still 9 laps to go, and yeah, it's all up for grabs, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
Shrey
Let's
also
see
moves into
Shrey.
the
Yeah,
pits now. Yep.
right.
So now
So I
Archit will have to go into the pit and no undercut will happen for him, unfortunately.
right.
As good as we can also pits in, and I think Satvik Reddy will also go into the pit, and Slowy Red will be our race leader now with the intermediates on. I think he will come
But
out
he's
in
coming out.
front.
He's coming out, and okay, he hasn't turned out last source so
Oh
far,
no,
and
it is
Nail
Rage
retains his
Nail.
position. Yeah, Rachel has retained his position with a gap of 4 seconds.
Oh my
Oh
god.
man. Okay, he must have maintained his flicks very well on his in lap, so that is good in my opinion. AKQ is staying up. Okay. Considering which team he's driving on, I'm actually not
I don't
surprised.
know. I don't know. There is something on the forecast for Mercedes specifically that there is no rain for them.
A forecast of tragedy and misery,
Shrey
maybe.
easily overtaking Archit there on the on the straight with the help of
And
DRS is still on. I must tell you.
right. And also, the obviously you had mentioned that there's no camaraderie between going on at the Aston Martin team right now because one of the Aston Martin is still out on medium tires. Los Blancos hasn't come into the pits. I don't know how much longer he will make those mediums last, but he has to come in at this point.
He is
But yeah,
spinning a bit on this track,
yeah.
losing a bit of traction, but I don't see much of wet patches being on the track or.
Yeah,
But rain is still pouring
yeah.
down, so yeah.
Give it a bit of time. Those slick people would be regretting their decisions, in my opinion. Obviously, we all know what happened with Lando Norris at the 2021 Russian Grand Prix.
Yep.
Totally, ignored his engineer and unfortunately cost him his would have been his maiden win. But yeah,
Yep.
the slickners must know. I think why aren't they looking upstairs and seeing? Oh my God, it's raining. I think I might have to dive down into the pit because anytime now the inters would come to life and they will have more pace over the runners who are running on the hards and mediums right now. So what do you anywhere do you see any action such and such?
So Slowy Red has caught up to, like couple of seconds to Rage Nail. The gap was 4 seconds, but it's now 2.4. So Rage Nail still not comfortable with these intermediate conditions, I must say. And Slowy Red is like, yes, you can see he's now 2.2 seconds almost now. So he is catching up to Rage Nail, and Shrey has moved on to P3. And Archit still staying out. Okay, still staying out. And he will get DRS on the straight because DRS is still on.
Right. Los Blancos still out on medium tires. What are they waiting for? Are they waiting for some kind of an instant? Because
Not getting a DRS. Okay, he didn't get DRS. Okay, there is caution flag out in the first sector. I don't know what has happened there. Must be a slow car giving space to others, or I don't know. But yeah, Archit is closing up on straights, but on corners he is not getting that grip.
All right. Catch up to Thornid because Thornid is almost slipping, but he is getting DRS zone. Currently behind Zenith Lee, he seems to. All right, he is losing a little bit of pace right now.
He's on
And
mediums.
right,
He will be
medium
losing.
tires, he was actually catching up to Zenith Lee right before obviously losing all of his pace because of his rain is falling down. He is on medium tires. He needs to come in just to make sure that he actually finishes the race now.
And
because,
front there, Archit is closing up on Shrey, so we are not sure.
Massive tussle P4. Jagdesh has spun, and now he is the first casualty to just know what happens when you run on dry tires on a wet track. He just spun going on to Camel Straight.
Satsukreddy and Blancos are fighting. Blancos being on medium compound. Still, he's keeping Satsukreddy at the back. Satvik, who was the first to pit in, I think, no, it was Slowy who pitted in first on the intermediate, my bad. But yeah, Blanco still out on medium compound, still fighting for that position. Now we'll move on to the main straight, and he's still staying out.
No, he's still staying out, and we still are having DRS open on this track right now.
So
where
strange conditions happening there. I don't know now with, oh my god, mighty speed on the inside. He'll take that position away from Blancos.
Jagdesh again had a bit of a scare in sector 2. Man, these dry runners must know that it's pretty precious to remain out in these conditions, but well, all them. And again, a yellow flag. Jagdesh is not keeping control of his car today, unfortunately. The AlphaTauri is struggling badly right now again. We go on to Shrey and Archit.
Archit is somehow getting that hold of his hard compound on this wet circuit. I don't know what's happening. I'm not there on the track, so these might be mixed conditions where track is not wet but rain is pouring. So yeah. So the gap between Slowy Red and Raidillon has gone back to 4 seconds, over 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, obviously.
And Shrey receiving time penalty going off the track. That is not. That won't hit.
That, yeah, obviously he will have to forfeit his potent position to Archit. I think that's the second time I've seen him getting screwed over at a podium place, then out of his podium places because of a penalty out of nowhere. But yeah, Archit currently on his hard tires, is catching up to the McLaren. Still is having a lot of plentiful pace right now, and we have a caution 2 in sector. Okay, not an issue. Alright, only 3 dry runners because Jagdesh has just come into the pits. That just leaves Archit and Blancos to fend for themselves.
And Archit is still fighting on those hards and will get DRS on the main straight and will still fight Shrey. Oh my god. And I think Blancos is also staying out. Steels needs receiving a 3-second time penalty. Blancos finally pitting in for, I think, for the wet compound for sure. I don't see anyone going in and coming out on dry compound. Corner cutting from Steel's knees. I don't know what happened there. But yup, receiving a 3-second time penalty for that corner cut. And that will add on to how many seconds? 6 seconds. Oh my god.
Right, he just received 2 successful consecutive penalties, but only Archit remaining on hard tires right now. How much longer will he make these tires last before they eventually give out? Because if he pits, he'll obviously lose a lot of position. So he must be counting down the number of laps till the end of this race. He must try to stay at least in between the gap of 3 seconds towards the McLaren. But everything is up for grabs, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see on your screens right now. Archit has dropped out of the DRS zone, and he will start to struggle because rain has poured out for quite a while.
Yeah, now I can see the track is quite wet, and AKQJ10 losing a bit of traction there, going so off the track and coming back, but not receiving any penalty for now.
Right.
People are struggling now. People are struggling now.
Yeah, but the Alpine of Aman just came in again, and he had a front wing replacement, and he's setting down at P13. And there's a significant gap between most of the combatants.
Yep, Archit has now moved a lot back. 4 seconds is the gap between him and Shrey. So Shrey is safe for that podium place. Finally, finally he'll be receiving a podium place. If he'll be able to finish as he goes and Goes across and give. Oh my god, a 5-second time penalty. Shrey.
All right.
If 3 seconds was not enough, now you have to stretch 8 seconds
All right,
between.
but Archit has finally realized this his blunder which he had made. He almost Norrised himself and has come into the pits to switch on to finally into Inters, but won't help his matters.
AKQJ10 receiving a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. I think people are not able to brake appropriately on that final chicane, and
Right.
then they're just
Right.
cutting those corners.
Yeah, even you can see that Archit also lost his front wing. Must have been quite instant. That's why he lost all that pace which he was keeping up with the McLaren. But now, since Stray has received an 8-second time penalty, since he seems to be so adamant on losing
8
his
second
podium
on Shrey and 3 second on Goodis Bacon, and there is a 6-second gap between them. Still,
Right.
Shrey is safe, but we don't know yet.
Only so far, yeah. Only
4 laps to
only
go. Yeah.
It's might be pretty okay. I don't know what happened with him. He was on Inters. He should have had that grip, but unfortunately, that's the way it's gonna be.
I
for
think
him.
track is getting much more better as yes, DRS has been
Finally.
disabled. I think conditions
late
are
than
getting
never.
much better now. There is no clean line for racers to drive on. I can see there are. I think aquaplaning is working out now. That must be
Alright.
the work of aquaplaning on that last chicane, which caused them
Right.
to go across the track.
Thankfully, Los Blancos boys has still come out in one of the places where he can still secure 2 points for his team. Meanwhile, his teammate currently chasing down Shrey for his podium position. A gap of I can't do the maths that much that far, but he still. I personally think if Shrey just keeps on with his pace, he might able to beat the Aston Martin. Obviously, Satvik Reddy is currently running P5. He is not having any much competition right now, can securely cruise to that position. AKQ has received the highest amount of penalty, and Shrey moves over Snowy Red. All right.
What happened
okay.
there with Slowy Red? Slowy Red is spitting in for, I think, for full wet. Don't tell me.
Right.
He's moving on to fresh intermediates. Why?
I have no idea. Possibly
Why
must have-
Slowy Red? Why you are going now into the pits?
Yeah, must have felt that he must have seen a lack of grip, but now it all comes down. He is currently on P5, and now all right. I think Sachin Shrey will be getting on the podium along with Bacon. Satvik Reddy might be trying to challenge for a podium position.
Yeah,
because
he will. He is.
Right.
Oh, he's currently 4 second far. I thought he's quite close, but no.
No, 4 seconds. But since he has a 3-second time penalty, if he catches up to him,
Yeah,
maybe?
if he catches up, that is a if, big if. 3 laps still remaining.
Yeah, because and the gap is increasing. So, well, Raidillon, obviously the Red Bull must be happy to have secured.
Now
this
Slowy Red will be
advantage.
pushing with fresh intermediates as Jagadesh receiving 3-second time penalty. Not a good day for Jagadesh, struggling on the intermediates condition, and now with fresh intermediates, I think Slowy Red will be gaining on Satvik Reddy, and we might see some fight going into the final stage of this race.
Right. But in my opinion, I think the Williams has thrown this race result away today because it was very unnecessary. Only a couple of laps were left, and he just dives into the pits. I would like to see the reason for why he do such a move. But yeah, the Williams is trying to accommodate for that. He's running on
Moved on to
P4
P4,
now. Yeah.
nice. And Los Blancos receiving the first 3-second time penalty today, and he is
okay.
clear of that
Yeah.
couple of points. But
Yeah,
let's see.
all of our grass because the Williams is currently on a flyer. 6 tenths is only distancing himself from the podium so far. He can compensate. Only 2 laps left in at Spa here, and yeah, most of the guys in the field have received a penalty of some sorts. That is not expected, but anyhow. Yeah, so as we can see, the Rage Nail will be cruising over to the victory.
So Slowy Red has moved under 3 seconds from Goodis Bacon.
Right,
So he
right,
is
yeah,
receiving the podium. I don't know if he'll be able to come closer to Shrey in the last 2 laps, but yeah.
Right, because I knew that obviously he had switched on to fresh enters. He would have a lot of pace, and he is dumping all his ERS right
Yes,
now,
on the
trying to
straight.
close that gap. So that's a pretty bold move, but still that pit move was totally unnecessary. He might have made a small miscalculation regarding the windows, where he had distanced himself from his opponents beneath him from P3 and P4. And
Well, if he
sadly-
finishes
yeah.
P2, if he still finishes P2, so all good. But yeah.
Right. He might he might still go away from this race happy man. But yeah, Williams currently running
And he's
P4.
overtaking Goodisbeacon on track. And he's
All
under,
right.
yeah, no, see, he's under 8 seconds from Shrey. So he's
Right.
P2.
I think everything might be coming to its head. I think he must have predicted.
Yeah, that
about
was
this.
good calculations on his behalf, I must say that.
All right. I'll apologize to Slowy. I thought
You're
it
not
was a
slow,
pretty,
bro.
you're pretty not a dumb move at all, but still quite a wager he took with that pit stop.
Yeah,
Anyhow.
so he trusted his gut that he can, pace through the track on fresh intermediates, and yeah, quite a good bet on himself.
Yeah, and right now, Goodisbeacon must be concerned because Satvik Reddy has just gone with an interval of sub 3 seconds.
So
and
Archit says, "Oh my God, he
All
is out of
right.
the race.
Only
He's
two
right
laps
in the
were
middle of the
remaining,
track, and his car is totaled, missing a tire. Archit, who was at once running at a great position, has now moved
then
out of the
Satvik-
race.
Yeah, and now Satvik Reddy has received a time penalty. Won't be affecting the race. If no yellow flags so far. That's good. But yeah, our top 10 I think seems to be pretty locked out right now. Hornet somehow got into the points after
Yes.
having
Both
really
Mercedes
bad-
are in the top 10. As Thorned, as you discussed, he went off the track. So we'll not go to Mercedes, guys, because
right. Still,
that-
but yeah, a little gap of 10 seconds would suffice. At least they're finishing in the points, unlike the other races that I've seen them.
yep.
But what I'm actually excited about is the shuffle which would happen when they approach the finish line, because we have 6 guys out of top 10 who are currently having
Multiple
penalty of
time
some sort,
penalties,
right?
yeah, some 8,
Yeah.
3, and 10 and 6 times. So let's
right,
see
right.
what will happen towards the end for
So
that.
yeah, Sachin Sen, I'd recommend you grab a calculator just to see where are these guys going.
Well,
to finish.
I'll leave that to the game for the end. I won't go
Right.
on to calculate. That's Aman collecting penalties. He was once running at a good position in the Alpine, but now out of point in collecting penalties there.
Anyhow, I don't think it would be a day to remember for Haas. They were very strong in the qualifying session, but the race didn't unfold their way. But still, how the entire simulation has treated us with a mixed session, of course, obviously starting from very dry weather, slowly turning to overcast, and finally rain, where we saw multiple drivers taking the bet to make sure that their dry tires last as long as possible. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting our final lap with our leader Rage Nail. No battle seems to be ensuing in the order right now.
Yeah, it's
So-
Verstappen. Like
Yeah.
I told you earlier, if I'm betting
Right,
money on him, it is a quite a secure bet, I must say. And I think Slowy Ride might just overtake Shrey on track. He is pacing
Alright.
up quite ferociously and going through a Rouge onto the straight. Shrey struggling on old intermediates, and both
You
dumping
sure?
their ERS.
Yeah, are you sure that those inters are just not softs which are just painted green? Because he just switched on to, and he's showing mighty pace and currently in sub 1 second behind the McLaren. And the McLaren might try to hold off, but I don't think it would.
He
affect
should
his
not.
position.
He should not hold on.
Just
go
try
a
to
fight.
finish the race, or
Yeah.
if the Williams want bragging rights, he might try to make a move.
I don't want them to make any stupid move going in the last
Almost
lap.
made a move. Yeah, almost made a move there. Almost touched the front wing, but yeah.
Please
not
just
convincing,
go in the
yeah.
same formation. Slowy, you're still finishing P2. Shrey, you'll still finish P3. So
But he's
please.
still dumping his ERS. He's still taking the fight to the McLaren. Okay,
Oh
it's
my
getting
God.
ridiculous. I think McLaren still have a significant amount of ERS left him, 51%. Shrey Slowy is on 35%. Still can guarantee us a battle going into this third sector. But yeah, I'd rather not take this chance, Williams. But yeah, if you want to show off, then obviously go ahead. If the McLaren
Now I
somehow-
think
yeah.
there will be move. No, don't make a move there on this straight on the wet conditions, please.
But ladies and gentlemen, coming back to Rage Nail, our winner, he will take the checkered flag and he wins at Spa. He wins the Belgium Grand Prix. Rage
And
Nail
Slowy
is
Red
our winner.
Slowy Red, and they both are still fighting on to the main straight, and Slowy Red will overtake and keep that P2. And
Okay,
Shrey,
that- Slowly, that was just you showing off today, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a
Right,
mighty move on the last chicane, and Shrey coming
right.
P3. And now the whole shuffle will happen between the middle section of the cars.
Yeah,
Good is back
no
in
changes
P4,
there.
P5,
Right.
Satvik ready. And
AKQ
now,
comes around P6, but he has a time penalty of 10 seconds.
so he
He
will move
might,
on to
yeah,
P7. Yeah. P6
yeah.
to
All
Steel
right,
Sneeze, P7
not bad.
AKQJ10.
Not,
Los Blancos
yeah,
will finish P8, I think. Yep, he will finish P8.
right.
P9 goes to Jeneth Lee. One of the Alfa Romeo guys getting a point. Charlie, I'm sorry. Your team receiving just a couple of points today, as Thorned will finish the top 10 with a single point on board for him today. And
The Belgium Grand Prix
that
all
is the
wrapped it up.
mighty Belgium Grand Prix. What a
Well, we were
brilliant Grand Prix.
obviously at the start of the race. I told you we were in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, it was based on a false rumor that it was going to rain in the opening stages, but it did rain in the final end. And yeah, the Williams showing off. But yeah, Stray gets a rightfully deserved podium, in my opinion. He's a great driver. His day
Yeah,
will
he has
obviously
been,
come.
he has been getting DNF'd by someone's mistake on track and not getting any positions. But podium today will give him a boost that, yeah, he can survive and, somehow win a race in the future. But today, the
Right.
winner, Rage Nail in the Red Bull, still
Right.
leading the
And
Drivers'
finally,
Championship.
and our final finisher, Aman comes around at P12. Gathered an unusual amount of penalties, but yeah, add spin and damages front wing. Yeah, well, end the race in style, my friend. That's great for you. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, obviously have our winners. We had Rage Nail, we got the Williams, and finally we got Stray from McLaren. And Steel Series takes our driver of the day. Obviously, gained a lot of positions over the course of the race. Pretty well, had a great tire strategy, which is unlike Ferrari. So I'll give it to him. Yeah, well, good for him. But
Yeah.
yeah, our podium finishers have just arrived. Great racing all around. Shrey gets his podium. A guy from UK, followed by two guys from India. That's well, obviously we want an Indian guy soon on the top step, but I'll take it. We had an entertaining race, awesome race in my opinion. What do you say, Sachin?
Oh, that was mighty entertaining, I must say. So many overtakes happening on track. Satvik Reddy giving us such great moments on track, and then obviously Slowy Red in the end making that
Right,
move on track on the McLaren, that
right,
dangerous move. But yeah, all in all, amazing race. And here we are with the result. Rage Nail winning the race with the fastest lap also. I must tell you, Slowy Red P2, Shrey P3, Good as Bacon in the Aston Martin P4, P5 goes to Haas of Satvik Reddy. Steel Sneeze in the Ferrari moved on to P6 from P18. Then AKQJ10, Los Blancos, Genethly, and Thorned rounding up the top 10. And we had 3 DNFs. Quite less number of DNFs happening
right,
from what happened in the past. But yeah,
right.
great.
So two teams, Aston Martin and Mercedes AMG. Both of those teams have all drivers finishing in the points. That's good for them. A little more camaraderie between the Aston Martin would have obviously carried them a long way into this race, but I'll take it. It's still a good haul of constructor points for them. So how are we looking at in the championship standings, man?
Regional is still leading. Charlie will lose a bit of his grasp on. He was catching up to Regional, and Slowy Red will move a bit up now as he has finished on P2 today. And Shea will also gain many positions by getting a podium here. So
Right.
great stuff happening today. I must say thank you to you, Hangman, so coming out
Hey,
and
man.
supporting me and being there throughout this
Thank you for
race.
inviting me. Yeah, thanks for inviting me. Actually, I love this racing, which we got to at my first gig in your league. I think I'm pretty mighty impressed by the stand of racing that you are putting forward in your respective league. Obviously, I'd like to take a much more significant part if I get to return as your co-commentator. So yeah,
Sure,
looking
sure,
forward to it, man.
sure, man. And I will bid adieu to all of the viewers and thank you so much for sticking by. Next time we'll be going to Singapore. In real life, also we
Oh
are going to
man,
Singapore, and yeah, we are
it's gonna be
will go to that hot, humid conditions
they
of Singapore, and yep.
the viewers will go nuts as the racers would go nuts. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you at Singapore next time.
Thank you so much for sticking by, and bye bye.